Hello, everybody. I'm here with Shep Messing, and Shep Messing was a household name in my family. My kids grew up hearing about him all the time and following his career. Interesting that he grew up, I believe, in the same area that my kids grew up in, Roslyn, and went to the Wheatley School District. And I think he went to the same school I went to initially, NYU, but then he went a little further. You can see by his sweatshirt, he actually went to Harvard. So he wasn't your typical jock going to NYU at Harvard. Some things I did know about him, which I'm going to let him talk about, and it sort of relates to adversity, is he was in the Olympics in Munich, and he'll tell a little story about that, and relates to how he dealt with adversity then and how we're dealing with it now. And the purpose of this is for us to talk and just get things out about what we're going through with this terrible situation, this crisis we are having right now, how you dealt with adversity in the past, what your future is with your industry, and any questions you have. So thank you for being with us today, Shep.
Well, Rich, first of all, my pleasure. And as you said, we've been neighbors. The kids know each other. And I'm a little bit of an anomaly when it comes to professional athletes and how they come about doing what they do. As you said, I grew up in Roslyn. We were neighbors in Old Westbury. And I think I always told my mother I was going to be a doctor, but I ended up at NYU and then Harvard, an All-American there, and then played for the U.S. Olympic team in Munich, Germany. And you alluded to that. I think, and you have many friends, Rich, who are celebrities and professional athletes. And I think it's a lesson in life, no matter what your profession. And I do it as a broadcaster today. How do you deal with prosperity? And more importantly, how do you deal with adversity? I'm Jewish, and at those Olympics in 1972, I got a knock on my door. There were dormitories in the Olympic Village, and I got a knock on my door at 4 o'clock in the morning, and there were two German soldiers with machine guns, and they said, "Are you Shep Messing?" I didn't know what was going on, and I was a little bit frightened, and I was about to try to defend myself. I didn't know what was happening, and then they put their hands up. They showed me their badge, and they said, "You're Jewish, and we're putting all the Jewish athletes under protective custody." So Mark Spitz was another Jewish athlete at those Olympic Games. Terrorists had attacked the village literally 25 yards away from my room. And of course, I think that was the first really glance of terrorism as we see it today, back in 1972. Look, there are a lot of things to talk about when it comes to adversity. Certainly that was a horrific situation, one I'll never forget. But any athlete will tell you, you got to get up and keep punching. You got to get up and keep swinging. I was fortunate at those Munich Olympics in that I was safe. The 11 Israeli athletes and coaches were not. But life goes on, and we survived a horrific scenario like that. We're facing the virus today, and I'm sure with the help of people like you, Rich, and I'm gonna go on a tangent a little bit. And again, you have friends who are professional athletes. You saved my life with a procedure on my heart. But we play a game for a living, and I have 5 championship rings. And I always never understood when people thought I was a hero or a champion. We just play a game. We play a game we love, and if we're very good at it, we have great success and great visibility. But we're not heroes. I wouldn't want our kids to think that. During 9/11, we saw the police and the firemen who were heroes, and we see it right now. Those that come to work every day like you, the medical staff at every Long Island hospital, the nurses, the technicians, those are the real heroes who face real adversity and they run towards it. They don't run away from it. So look, I was blessed with a great life in sports. And I have had great success and championship rings, but days like today with the virus make you keep everything in perspective. And that's my story. And I think my story for you is, and to all your colleagues, hats off to you. Keep doing what you're doing, and through your efforts and everybody involved with the hospitals, this too shall pass.
It should, but it's going to be different for all, especially in the area that you work in right now. What are you doing right now? What's your industry? What are you involved in?
Well, I'm a broadcaster. I've been a broadcaster along with Walt Frazier and Mike Breen and all the other guys at Madison Square Garden Network. And we're locked down. We're shut down, right? So I broadcast soccer.
You get the chance to talk to the people in your industry, what they're looking at for the future, any plans of what they're going to do to try to get crowds back or to play to empty stadiums?
You know, again, it's we're really in the dark, and we're at the beck and call of what's going on with the virus and what the CDC and what the other recommendations are going to be in terms of when it peaks and levels off. You know, I'm a layman. You know far better than I can't see a time in the near future where I'll be going to a stadium with 20,000 spectators broadcasting a game. They've talked, Rich, about broadcasting games where there are no fans. They're doing that in soccer in Europe, but these are uncharted territories, and you would be far more.
Yes, I think what's going to happen is we're really going to, things will change, but once we get a grip on how to test everybody or almost everybody and show that it's safe to go out there, show that you've had antibodies and you're safe to go out there, hopefully in the near future, we're going to get everyone back and we'll get everyone listening to you, interpret for us what's going on the field. You and your family doing well, though?
Rich, we're doing great. We're doing great. We're maintaining all the guidelines that are recommended. So
that's what we got to keep doing.
Yeah, and Rich, you know how it is, though. I feel for those, you know, that are living in New York City in an apartment. I'm out here in the suburbs with a backyard, and the horror of it worldwide. But we're Long Island guys. You know, it's scary. You know, it really is. In sports are a great thing to lift up the spirit of people, but not the most important thing in the world.
No, well, you know, this is great that you took the time to speak with us. We're trying to raise money for all the Long Island hospitals because it is a tremendous toll that the hospitals are facing. It's they've really just restructured the whole administration to do things to help everybody, and everybody is rising to the occasion. And the way that everyone else can rise to the occasion is by following those guidelines so we could all get back to our normal lives. And I really appreciate you coming on with us, and just hope to get you back to work soon.
Rich, thanks so much for having me. And again, kudos to you and your staff. You're the man, not the guys who play sports. You're the man. And what you're doing right now is great as well. We support you 100%.
Thanks, Shep.